You're watching the Adrian Bauer Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated as always. So, as you can tell from today's thumbnail, it's part 13 of looking through my CD collection. Remember the last one was all my Megadeth, so we're carrying on with the M's. But before we do that, I'm going to show you some of my recent purchases for adding to the collection up to where we've got so far in this series of videos, if you see what I mean. First one up is the quite awesome Code Spell 666 album. My last video was a review of this album, so if you've not seen that yet, when you've watched this, go and watch that, and I'll tell you all about this cracking little album. Okay. After that, I've nearly completed the Lita Ford collection now. This was her latest album, Time Capsule. I think this is going to have to grow on me a bit. It's definitely a CD of two halves. On here you've got song titles that are so small I can't read them, so I'll go up there like that, pause it, read it. That's what's on this album because I'm having trouble reading it. I think it's definitely an album of two halves. I'm going to have to give it a few more spins before, I think I can get into it. The first half is great. Then she does an instrumental version of Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing, which is great. And straight after that, it's another instrumental. Now, I think that's where the album goes a little bit flat. Some of the songs on here aren't as well written either, I don't think, as the previous albums. But like I say, I've only listened to it the once, so I'll leave my final judgment till I've given it a few more spins. After that, I've got Judas Priest, Angel of Retribution. So on it, this is the album that the band did when Rob Halford rejoined them. So you've got Judas Rising, Deal with the Devil, Revolution, Worth Fighting For, Demonizer, Wheels of Fire, Angel, Hellrider, Eulogy, and Loch Ness. Fantastic album, this. Absolutely loved it. I only just recently bought it, so I listened to it yesterday. And it's a fantastic album. Probably a topic for discussion on a future video. Where do you stand on original band members leaving the band, and it's all name calling and everything, and they get a worthy replacement, only for that replacement to be kicked out so the original bloke can come back in. Where do you stand on that? I'm going to be doing a video in the near future about that and let you know what I think. And next up on my newest requisitions is Megadeth Euthanasia. Yes, if you can remember back to my Megadeth one, I said I thought I'd got them all bar Risk. And my mate Ricky come online, he went, "Oh, you've forgotten Euthanasia." It's like, bloody hell, so I have. Awesome album, this. Again, small writing. It's very dark here today. It's absolutely chucking it down with rain, so I'll just put that there. Pause it so you can read. And that's what's on that album. Fantastic album. Great follow-up as well to the last one that they did. Oh, what was it? You know. Go and look. My head's a shed at the minute. For people who follow me on Facebook will know why I'm struggling at the minute. So there we go. So right, let's crack on and we can get into the meat of the video. So first one up, Mercyful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. I think it's from 1984. God, I love this album. One of my favourite albums. It's a cracking album. I know a lot of people have got issues with King Diamond's vocals delivery, or King Billy, as Venom used to call him. But again, very, very small writing. See, this is the downside of CDs So you can pause that and read that if you can. But absolutely love that album. Fantastic. So, next one up, and it is Metallica, Kill 'Em All. What self-respecting metal fan hasn't got this in their collection? Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, Motor Breath, Jump in the Fire, Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, Whiplash, Phantom Lord, No Remorse, Seek and Destroy, Metal Militia, the granddaddy thrash album of them all, I think. This is not remastered at all. It is how it was on the vinyl, and I quite like that actually. So there we go. Next one up is Metallica Ride the Lightning. A lot of people say this is their favourite Metallica album. I'd sort of go more with Kill 'Em All than this one, but this did have tracks that were left over from the first album, so you know, horses for courses really. It's really small and it's red on a dark background, and as you know, I can't read red on a dark background when it's that small. So there you go. But you know, some of the tracks on here, Fight Fire with Fire, that's an awesome song. You know, Trapped Under Ice, Creeping Death, fantastic album. Next one up is Metallica, Master of Puppets, and I think this is when they were at their very, very best, I think, for me. I love the first two albums, but this one, I think this one's the better one of the three. Of course, you've got Battery, Master of Puppets, Thing That Should Not Be, Welcome Home, Sanitarium, Disposable Heroes, Leopard Messiah, Orion, Damage Incorporated. Absolutely fantastic album, that, and it's not I don't think it's a remaster. No, it's just as it was on the album, like I say, which I love. Next one up is Metallica and Justice for All. Now, a lot of people, this is their favourite album. I don't think it's that great myself. Honestly, shoot me in the comments if you want, I don't care. I don't think this is a great album. It's got great songs on it, but together, it makes a disjointed album. Plus, the mix is fucking shit, isn't it? Let's be honest about it. Stop, looking at this album through rose-tinted glasses. There is no bass guitar on this. Jason Newsted was really butt fucked over this album. If, like I said in my Megadeth video, if there's one album on this planet that is absolutely screaming out to be remixed and remastered, it's this one, and Justice for All, and let's get the bass guitar back on it. Now on YouTube, I don't know if it's still there, somebody had put up their own remix version of this one. You can hear the bass, and the songs are just so infinitely better. It's a much rawer mix. The getting away from the plasticky sounding drums that Lars Ulrich seemed to veer off to. I don't know why you'd like that horrible plasticky clicky bass drum sound. It's no, but like I say, great songs. Blackened, Justice for All, I'd Be Older, One, Shortest Straw, Harvester of Sorrow, Praise Ends of Sanity, To Live Is To Die, Die As Eve. All great songs, but personally, I don't think they gel together to make a great album. Probably if they mixed them around a little bit, I don't know, but I think the recording on that is a lot to be desired. Next one up, it's Metallica. Metallica, people call it Black Album, it's called Metallica. I mean, how more black can you get? So if you don't know this album, I think you've been living under a rock, or you're very, very, very young and only just started listening to metal. There's a track listing on there because it's a little hard to read, but Enter Sandman, there's a song, it wouldn't bother me if I never heard again. The only time I ever want to see Enter Sandman being played live is by Metallica themselves, because every covers band, rock and metal covers band on the planet has done Enter Sandman. I'm just so bored of that song. Sad But True, Later Than Thou, Unforgiven, great album. It wouldn't have sold so many copies if it was a pile of dog poo, would it? So here we go. Right, here, next up, a band you probably haven't heard of. There'll be a few of you that have, but most of you haven't, and that is Monkey Fist. My mates' bands, I know them all. This one is called Between the Lines. Great album, sort of thrashy, hardcore, hard rock album. Got Pleasure, Take It, This Time, Between the Lines, Sick in the Mind, Drifting, Distortion, Purity, and that was My Last Goodbye, If Anything, and I wrote this song for you. It's a great album. It's going to be very, very, very difficult to get hold of, I would have thought, but if you can, well worth checking out. All right, next one up is a double CD, and it is Gary Moore's Legacy. Now on here we've got a mixture of all his rock tracks and as well as his blues. Now he was always a blues guitarist. He wasn't really comfortable in the heavy rock, heavy metal icon that he was given. He always saw himself as a blues guitarist, and it's my favourite guitarist anyway. I mean, there's very few people that can touch his precision for picking. You know, there's a lot of technically brilliant guitarists out there, but they cannot play how Gary Moore played. It's absolutely fantastic. On here you've got Out in the Fields, Ready for Love, Wishing Well, Hold On to Love, Military Man. Still got the blues, I Can't Wait Until Tomorrow, Rocking Every Night, Wild Frontier, Nuclear Attack, Thunder Rising. Loads and loads and loads of songs. It's a great little set, this, if you can still get out of it. And you want to dip your toe into the world of Gary Moore, one of, if not the best rock blues guitarist in the world, in my opinion. Go out and have a look, see if you can get out of it. Right, next up we've got some new wave of British heavy metal. Hey, I love new wave of British heavy metal, and I love this album as well. And it is More Warhead. These are the ones that always get lumped in with the also rans. They were signed to Atlantic. They did 2 albums. They did this one, the follow up, which didn't really get much fanfare, and I just can't remember the name of it, honestly. My memory is a shed at the minute, so you can understand why. But on here you've got Warhead, Fire, Soldier, Depression, Road Rocket, Lord of Twilight, Where the World, We Are the Band, I Have No Answers, and the bonus track, Atomic Rock, which was on the B-side of the We Are the Band's 12 inches I can recall, which I used to have. Very, very new wave of British heavy metal. It's an awesome album, this. I think you may still be able to get it, Rock Candy, somewhere like that. You may have to dig around a bit, but I highly recommend that album. It's a fantastic album, and the first time I heard them, they did this session on the Friday Rock Show, and I was just blown away by it. And I actually got to see him in Mansfield as well. It wasn't that lineup, it was the second lineup, but they were great. So, okay, let's go on to the next one. And if you don't know this band, why are you watching my video? And it is Motley Crue. It's the Motley Crue Too Fast for Love album. So you've got Live Wire, Come On and Dance, Public Enemy #1, Merry Go Round, Take Me to the Top, Piece of the Action, you've got Starry Eyes, Too Fast for Love, and On With the Show, Toast of the Town, read that in a minute, and then Tonight. I actually like this album. I think it's a great album, and I love the guitar sound on this. They lost that kind of raw sound, I think, when they got picked up by a major label and say, right, let's produce it properly. And I think they lost a bit of the rawness, a bit of the edge that this album has got. So, next one up is my all-time favourite Motley Crue album, Shout at the Devil. Absolutely love this album. Now, I was supposed to have seen them at Donington in '84, but like I've said many, many, many times, we got stuck in traffic. They come on half hour earlier than they should have done, so we missed them. So I've never got to see Motley Crue. Again, it's black on red, so I'll just zoom that in as much as I can. Freeze your frame so you can see it. There we go. But if you know this album, it's full of classics. I love this album. It's absolutely fantastic. They've just released a new song online. Is it Dogs of War? I'm a bit about it myself. Again, I've only listened to it once, so I'm going to have to get to another couple of listens to give it a fair crack of the whip, I think. Next one up, Motley Crue, Theatre of Pain. I like this album. I don't like it as much as the first two, but it's got some decent stuff on here. It's got City Boot Boy, Smoking in the Boys' Room, Louder Than Hell, Keep Your Eye on the Money, Tonight We Need love it, love us. Home Sweet Home's on here, so yeah. Oh, there we go. Can you see that? There we go. Because I'm struggling. I'm going to get some new glasses, aren't I? But it's a good album. But there are some weak points on it. Next up, their album Girls, Girls, Girls. Again, some decent songs on here, but there are some low points. And again, it is red on a dark background. So let me just see if I can get you the track listing there so you can read it. It's nice squiggly writing, isn't it? You know, it's I'm not even going to attempt looking. So I know Girls, Girls, Girls is on there. So there we go. And my final Motley Crue album is Dr. Feelgood. I think this is when they sort of picked their game up a bit. I know they had the troubles doing this album, but I know this album is a lot of people's favourite one. On here you've got TNT, Dr. Feelgood, Sushi Pie, is that? Okay. Rattlesnake Shake, Kickstart My Heart, Without You, Second World Situation, Sticky Sweet, She Goes Down, Don't Go Away Mad, Time for a Change, and then you've got the obligatory unnecessary demo versions on here. I don't know why they put demo versions on. You pick this album up, majority of people just want the album that they know, or they just want the album that was released. I just honestly don't give a damn about demo versions of songs that you've already just listened to 20 minutes ago. So there we go. Right, next one up, and it is Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. Fucking awesome album, this. Love this from day one. Absolutely fantastic. It's like All I Really Want, You Ought to Know, Perfect, Hand in My Pocket, Right Through You, Forgiven, You Learn, Head Over Feet, Mary Jane, Ironic, Not the Doctor, Wake Up. Fantastic album, that. And there's a lot of people didn't like her vocal delivery and all that standing, waving about like that while she's singing was a bit off-putting and a bit annoying. I think she ditched that not long after she'd released this. So fantastic album. And the last one today is Alanis Morissette's second album, which is Suggested Form Infatuation Junkie. That took some reading. This was a follow-up to the first album. Not as good, I didn't think. I don't think the songs were as strong. There are, say, 3 or 4 on here that are really good that could have appeared on the first one. It could have been, you know, that they were left over from the time she was doing the first album. I don't know, but there's a lot on here that I think is a bit throwaway. Got Front Row, Baba, Thank You, Are You Still Mad, Sympathetic Character, That I Would Be Good, The Couch, Can't Not. Loads of other tracks on there. Like I said, I've not listened to this album in a very, very long time, so I think I might have to give it another listen. But I always had, I was a little tricky trying to listen to this album for me. It just didn't ring as true as what the first one did. But there again, you know, all bands go through that tricky second album because you do your first album, that's got all your greatest stuff that you've been peddling around for years and years and you've honed and everybody loves them and they're fantastic songs. And then when you go to the studio to your second album and you've got nothing, you have to sit there and write and they're not tested out on the road, you haven't tested them out in an audience, you've not seen the reaction, so you can only do the best that you can, and that's why they always call it a tricky second album. But there you go. So, right, that's the end of that lot. So, in the ends, you know what's going to be coming next, don't you? Yes, my all-time favourite band. And I'm just going to do a special video like I did with Megadeth for them, and that's going to be my Motorhead collection. So, I'll see you for that one. Many thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little notification bell.